Welcome to the Dallas Camera Club's June 2013 monthly competition. The theme for this month is peeling, defined as capture peeling paint, wallpaper, bark, or other surface as it shows the effects of time and the elements. The image may include a recognizable part of the whole or just focus on the details of the peeling surface. Our judge for projected this month is Donna Bearden. First, we have Beginners Projected. Advanced Paint Peel by Jackie Carver. Strong colors, good composition. The soft focus seems to negate the topic. While it is paint peeling, it has the feel of soft rose petals. A nice image in itself, but for this topic, it needs to be in sharp focus. 8 points. Old House Needs Paint by Denny Farmer. A good example of the monthly topic. This image would be greatly improved if shot at a different time of day. The lighting is from the back, thus putting all the peeling paint in the shade. The sky looks over-processed, possibly a result of trying to get more detail out of the shaded part of the house. It's an interesting old house and worth the extra effort to shoot with better lighting. A real tight shot of the chimney, vines, window, and walls would better emphasize the topic and would provide a great variety of textures. 8 points. Funky Old Jeep by Chris Cobos. What's not to love about an old Jeep? I think the image itself is interesting, and I spent some time studying all the different aspects of it. I like the setting, I like the colors, I like the contrasts of textures. There is too much going on in this photo. Old car, old fence, stacked logs for the particular topic. Your eye is drawn to the lighter new boards in the center of the frame and to the shiny wheels. Thus, rust and peeling become a minor part of the image, and you have to look for those. The overall image could be greatly improved with the removal of the new boards, but still the eye would shift to the wheels and not to the topic of peeling. 8 points. Peeling Rocker by Julie Horak. Good idea. The bare rocker with the paint chips on the wooden porch. Lots of texture, and the difference between the wood of the rocker and the wood of the porch is subtle but interesting. Could use more contrast between the rocker and the porch. They somewhat blend together. Maybe add some lighting to separate the two. I would also suggest backing up slightly so we can see a little more of the rocker. Just a tad. Don't show us the whole thing. But it took a while to figure out what the image was. Also, I'd like to see sharper focus throughout. 9 points. A New Year by Scherry Johnson. Nice composition with the line running from upper left to lower right. Good example of the topic, good texture. I like the subtle colors. Possibly over-processed, could use a clear focal point of interest. The photo is a little flat and might be helped by better lighting or a little more contrast. 10 points. Knotty Problem by Michael Farnham. Beautiful composition, good contrast between bark, wood, and knot, a variety of textures, a peaceful and artistic image. Possibly over-processed, the texture is already in the image without adding more through processing. 10 points. Chain Reaction by Evan Simmons. Colorful, interesting, and carries out the theme well. There's one leaf on the right-hand side that is a little distracting and keeps pulling my eye to it. 11 points. Banana Peeling by Aaron Lesher. Originality. If I were thumbing through a magazine and saw this image, it would definitely call for a second look. This image could use a little more lighting and a little sharper focus. 11 points. Venetian Palace Knocker by Dalis and Foglia. Nice composition, good contrast between the smooth door knocker and the rough texture of the background. Image draws the viewer in. There is the suggestion of a face that adds interest. Cropping tighter top and bottom would draw the eye more into this picture. Maybe just below the bright spots at the top and just below the knocker at the bottom. 12 points and honorable mention. Door by David Reese. The peeling paint seems to pick up the pattern in the metal. Nice, mysterious lighting. While the composition is good as is, I think the image could be even stronger by cropping it tighter and thus emphasizing the connection between the metal dragon and the pattern of the peeling paint. Eliminate the gold balls altogether. 13 points and 3rd place. Urban Graffiti by Michael Rivera. I like the modern art look of this image, the subtle colors, the various ingredients that make me study all parts of the picture. This is something I would print and hang on my wall. 14 points and 2nd place. Molting Steel by Barbara Briley. This image has simplicity, composition, texture, and interest. There's nothing I would change. It's a compelling and interesting image. 15 points and 1st place. Advanced Projected. Coming Apart by Steve Reeves. Colorful subject matter. Rule of thirds would be better followed with the subject matter taking up 2/3 of the photo instead of 1/3. The emptiness of the sky and the land de-emphasizes the peeling topic rather than calling attention to it. 7 points. Peeling Plaster. Subtlety of colors, interesting layers and textures. The image could be greatly improved by cropping off the bottom third, thus eliminating the blown out portion and coming in on the more interesting aspects of the image. Focus seems to be a little soft. 7 points. 1812 Tennessee Headstone. Interesting subject matter. It drew me in and I wanted to know more. The image needs to be better lit. It is difficult to make out the details. While the idea of an old tombstone might fit the category, I don't see much evidence of peeling in this image. 7 points. Unchained by Rachel Cook. Good variety of textures, nice depth of field, interesting subject matter. Composition could be improved by cropping top and bottom, closer to the chain and the metal piece it's attached to. Picture is cut almost in two with the item of interest, the silver shield-shaped piece, in the direct center of the picture. Play with placing it off-center and coming in tighter. Lighting is pretty flat. 8 points. Fire Hydrant Peeling by Virginia Sumrall. Composition is interesting. Nice contrast and texture. Blurry background helps focus the eye on the subject matter of the hydrant. While the blurry background is nice, the depth of field is still too shallow. I would like to see the entire fire hydrant in sharp focus. The green in the bottom right-hand corner is distracting. Crop tighter to eliminate it. 9 points. Pipe to Nowhere by Jerry Martin. Nice texture, color, and variety of shapes and lines. This image could be improved by cropping it tight top and bottom. You would still have the combination of straight and diagonal lines contrasted with the circles of the pipe and its mounting, but the focus would be clearer. As it is, the upper part of the picture detracts and leads your eye away from the subject. 10 points. No by Dave Rocher. Engaging image, nice textures. Try cropping tighter. Exposure is not quite on, resulting in blown out places in the center of the image. 10 points. Peeling Abstract by Bob Krause. Great contrast, very colorful, interesting details. I particularly love the screws. Try cropping just below the orange letter. The bottom adds little of interest to the photo. Cropping tighter would simplify the composition and make it stronger. 10 points. Door Handle by Waylon Threadgill. Great textures and contrasts. Love the wood grain contrasted with the rusted and peeling door handle. Nice color combination, strong lines. Try cropping closer to the door handle, both top and bottom. 11 points. Peel Apart by Aaron Curry. Originality with the double meaning of peeling, The peeling of the Polaroid picture and the peeling wooden balls is the subject matter of the picture within the picture. Sharp focus, nice lighting. The light streak on the Polaroid image is a plus. The thumb in the right-hand bottom corner is a hot spot and is distracting. The scrunched up hand at the top is also distracting. The hand needs to be there, but the position and lighting on it make it too much of a distraction. 11 points. Gone Out of Style by Steve Havicek. This is a fun, nostalgic picture, good contrast, and sharp focus. Try a tighter crop all the way around the shoe. 12 points and honorable mention. Peeling Paint Layers by Karen Mack. Love the bright colors and the contrast. A vibrant image with interesting details. Try tightening the image by cropping just below the shadow at the top. When the shadow is cropped out, the other details pop out more. The blue starbursts and even the image rust in the center come out. 13 points and third place. Distressed by Richard Stern. Great texture, good capture of the patina of the wood, nice contrast of rough and smooth, shiny and matte. I like the color tones. Consider cropping top and bottom to tighten the shot. I recommend cropping below the darker orange in the middle at the top and just below the darker orange line pointed toward the bottom at the right-hand corner. 14 points and second place. Peeled Beyond Repair by Betty Johnson. Very interesting and engaging photo. Lots of texture, nice composition, good contrast. I looked at this image a long time and kept finding more interesting details. 15 points and first place. Masters Projected. Pages from the Past by Suzanne Graham. Nice idea, good contrast of lace with the old book. The horizontal placement of the book actually cuts the picture in half, with the bottom half in focus and the top half out of focus. A slanted placement would be more interesting. A more dilapidated book might carry out the theme a little better. While this one is old, it could be worse. 9 points. Old Message by Susan Stageman. Good contrast. I would like to see more of the message. It looks like brands, but I'm not sure. Not enough here to really draw my attention. 9 points. Red Paint Peeling by Kay Hale. I like the feel and the composition of this image. The colors are also nice. This is a nice image, but for the topic of peeling to show aging, a sharper focus and popping the colors more would improve the image. 9 points. Not Painted by J. Hoppenstein. Sharp focus, good example of peeling. Not is nicely placed composition-wise. Technically a good image, however I don't find it very engaging. 9 points. Peeling Bark by Steve Newman. Good sharp image. While the approach was quite original, I thought it took away from the particular topic. It did little to call attention to the bark, and in fact pulled the attention away to the top of the tree, which was quite vibrant. 10 points. Very Old by Jeff Glass. Sharp focus, dramatic differences in darks and lights and contrasts between the peeling bark and the background. While the overall effect is dramatic, I keep looking for a center of interest. My eye is pulled off to the top, then off to the bottom. The composition just doesn't seem to work. 10 points. Peeling Bark by Gary Coles. A very nice composition and interesting subject. The shadows add to the texture and overall effect. The depth of field is too shallow. The details fall away too quickly on an image that could be quite a bit more interesting with sharper focus. 10 points. Aging Landau Roof by Bob Johnson. Composition and contrast are good, good example of the topic. While technically a good image, I find there's something lacking to draw me in or hold my attention. 10 points. Simply Appealing by Ronald Park. I like the simplicity of this image. Sharp focus, nice contrast, a good close-up of the details. I would suggest cropping the right side of the photo just to the right of the blue peel, and thus eliminating some of the gray wall that adds little detail to the image. 11 points. Urban Artistry and Decay, Santiago de Cuba, by Harry Rumberger. Good image that tells a story. I like the details. The man walking down the street adds interest, and it wouldn't be as strong a picture without the life he brings to a deserted place, his clean, neat clothes and purposeful walk against the dilapidated backdrop. The lighting seems a little flat, and might have been better shot when the sun is shining more directly on the walls and lighting up the details had you had the opportunity. 11 points. Peeling Blue Paint by Dan Meredith. A nice image that tells a story about the effects of weather on the old wood and the paint. A simple composition with clean lines, and the snow adds interest and information. The snow does look like it could be a little blown out. 11 points. Train Detail by Tina Arms. Although I had no idea what I was looking at, this image kept my attention with the multiple layers, the use of negative space, the colors, the contrasts of the rust, and the cracked paint. I would suggest cropping the bottom of the picture to eliminate the hot spot and remove some of the dark background. 12 points. Once Painted by Kay Hargis. This image is peaceful, nice composition with the curved lines adding interest, nice colors, good contrast of the handle with the peeling paint. 12 points. OMA by Gary Kelly. Good composition, sharp focus, nice contrast. I like that the image tells a story. 12 points. Unfinished Job by Dennis Fritchie. Love the complementary bright colors. Shadows add interest to the image. Nice abstract effect. 12 points. Exposed by Susan Burciaga. Great colors, good composition, interesting subject matter that engages the viewer, a fun image. 13 points and honorable mention. Slipshod by Houston Brown. This reminds me of one of those hidden picture puzzles. I kept finding more and more to look at. Sharp focus throughout. The eye is drawn to the back corner, but then wanders to find all kinds of interesting details. Great lighting. 14 points and third place. Peeling Rodeo Fence and Boots, Camagüey, Cuba, by Janie Rumberger. Tells a story. Wonderful examples of aging, both in the rails and the boots. Crisp details, good color. 14 points and second place. Courtney by Bill Nafee. A haunting, intriguing image, beautiful lighting, thoughtful and original. 15 points and first place.